Game 2, though. Picks and bans, what are your expectations here?
I would say that most Wanted's picks and bans were pretty solid. They just couldn't secure the early game objectives with the Gold Fury. Now, they're going to need to find ways to really transition their early game leads if they want to run this kind of early game strategy with the Odin. Because we saw those early rotations. They were just a little bit unsuccessful objectively with those golds.
That's very true indeed. Most Wanted, though, will be first pick, first ban this time. So things definitely will be different this time round. And I wonder if we'll see both Terra and Fafnir go through. Because we didn't even see Fafnir pick them.
Not at all. We did not see
With
Fafnir.
Freya and... Actually, that's an even bigger point. They picked Guan Yu, paired it with a Freya, and didn't pick up Fafnir.
They were, well, like we mentioned before, they tried to match the sustain with the Terra, picking up the Guan Yu right away, and it was more of a flex pick for Most Wanted than trying to go synergize with the burst damage for Freya, because they were very confident that the Freya was good on her own. They didn't need to synergize the attack speed or the damage, instead electing for those drawn-out team fights.
Guan Yu banned out this time, and Nemesis as well. No other team going to be able to play those. And then the next up is probably going to be Ao Quan, because we've seen that ban quite a lot over in the console side of things, and everywhere else, so to speak, as well.
That's going to be Terra, Fafnir, and Zeus for Most Wanted. I don't really expect Most Wanted to go for Fafnir, but I know Cloud really likes the Zeus, and I don't expect SoaR to let Terra go through.
Surprised if you will see it go through again, just because it did cause a lot of issues that game, and you called it Terra banned out. Now, Fafnir was left up and not picked, but with Guan Yu taken out, what's going to go to? It's going to be the Zeus.
Well, before this set specifically, Cloud has played Zeus, I think 5 out of 8 games before today, rather.
Right.
So very favorable for this player in middle.
Yeah, take it away from him as much as possible. I think that's a big thing. And you saw him banned it in game 1 to make sure he wasn't available to have. But he will go back to it now, Klaus. I'm not going to be stuck on the ISIS this time. At the same time, Ravana was banned last game. Not this one. It's also going to get picked up.
And that's going to allow Uzzy to really control the early game. It's going to limit the options for Most Wanted because you don't really want to put a Guardian against Ravana that's going to get bullied out. There could be potential early invades. And knowing Chapo, he really wants to get off to an early start. So pairing up Ravana for Uzzy with Susano, we could even see a level 1 play depending on the matchup for Most Wanted.
A very aggressive start from SoaR Gaming there with their composition here. Most Wanted have the chance to answer back though. You're probably looking for a jungler here and maybe the support? Or Freya?
Well, right now it's going to be the Ratatoskr to synergize off of this. They can even pick up a Nodin for themselves, trying to lock people down. Susano can actually jet stream through that Odin cage because it is ethereal, but we'll see how the matchups linger on. Athena being picked, this could still be a flex pick between solo and support.
Or even jungle as well, but at the same time, Rat not really seen anywhere else other than the jungle here. SoaR Gaming though with the opportunity here to pick something up for themselves. Surprised we've not seen a Freya pick up yet, just because of how dominant those two have both been on this god.
Well, right now, against this Athena, you don't really want to pick Freya. It's too easy for her to find a dash taunt and then force out your purification right away. SoaR, they're feeling very confident with the mobility for Chapo to pair up the Janus for Mythic.
And then you're going to see Janus for the Mythic there. With that Susano, very, very good combination for themselves in mid lane. However, Ratatoskr and Zeus do have some kill potential there for themselves, although we saw XCynosurex go very aggressive last game, paid the price twice very quickly.
But more importantly, it was because of the rotations early on from Bochacho that shut down XCynosurex. As long as they have a really good solid duo laning phase for Most Wanted to not allow those early rotations, then I think this Ratatoskr-Zeus combination should be fine.
Well, we can see the Odin ban against Bochacho here. They don't want to deal with it again, Most Wanted, especially with a Zeus, Athena, and Ratatoskr, which is very similar to last game. Very difficult for them to get out unless most of them use ultimates.
So this dash taunt from Athena, I'm already picturing these little skirmishes in these team fights. It's going to set up the Zeus very well for Cloud to find the chain lightning off of the shield, just going to be able to burst down everybody from SoaR.
Jingwei banned out as well against Transonics, and a Chronos ban, so Fafnir gets all the way through. For some reason, Fafnir just not liked on console anymore?
Apparently not. It could be a soul available with Freya and Chronos being banned, but instead of the late game soul, it's going to be the Xbalanque for SoaR. It's a nice option because with Through Space and Time and Xbalanque Darkest of Nights, that could be a really good all-in play from SoaR.
Loki and Chiron as well. They're relying heavily on Athena this game, Most Wanted here if they draft in this lineup. Obviously, every single member of that team, very, very squishy here, Totally. Is going to be able to Athena to be everywhere and nowhere at the same time, just like Loki.
Well, the one way you could deal with the Ravana is you don't fight the Ravana.
That's true.
You just run away.
You make farm the decoy.
You just decoy and chill.
Can you imagine if the taunt from decoy actually hit you as well?
Well, you can actually whoop the decoy.
You can banish the decoy. A lot of people don't know
I think
that.
you can also Hercules pull it.
I think so, yes. I think you can.
If I'm not mistaken.
I think you can. Ymir, though, the final pick from SoaR Gaming here. It won't be a Fafnir either. I do like the freeze coming out from that Ymir, though. It will be very impactful to burn those purifications early on. It's not something we see too often is the Ymir, however.
It's also very important to try to wall off all these members from Most Wanted between Zeus, Ratatoskr, Athena. There's just no way.
Ozzy's in a lot of going straight in on Clow, and Clow's in trouble, going to get frosted, forced to purify early. And right on the corner comes Chapo as well. Going to look to close the gap, and actually StormyRays gets the kill, and that's what you want. Your xCynosurex getting a passive stack less than 40 seconds in the game. Thank you very much.
5 additional power, giving First Blood to finish off the Transcendence even quicker now to try to win this laning phase with Ymir. They should have absolutely complete control in this laning phase.
I will say, right, if you are voting at home against Most Wanted here, always vote on Clow almost getting 4 deaths at the start of the game before coming back and winning. I think every game I've seen him this split so far, he's died like 4 times in a row before he's got kills.
I'm not even worried, honestly, for Clow. He always bounces back some way or another. But either way, like we mentioned from SoaR, with the fact that they first picked this Ravana and Susano for Chapo, they want to play this aggressive. And look, they have Wrath also onto Uzzy, the solo laner. So he's not going to have teleport. So this means they want to look for another invade.
Well, XCynosurex and Loki know what's up on this right-hand side, though. Wolves is still hanging around here. But like we said, Wrath available. Going to be very difficult for them to steal it away. And instead, they're trying to be aggressive here and put some poke on them to force them out. But meanwhile, Uzzy's still tanking it up. Chapo taking a lot of free poke at the moment. They'll get it. They'll get the speed buff too. And now XCynosure's in pressure as well. He's forced out, still level 1. Chapo giving chase, level 1 himself. Heading towards mid lane, hoping for some support from Clow. Clow now going to come over and force Chapo out.
And this is what you have to do to shut down this Loki early game. Don't allow him to get his blue buff. Even though it's still up right now, there's no way that Wolves and XCynosurex can really stop what they're doing and go secure that own blue.
And not only that, he started Vanish there. So he's not going to have decoy here to even slow this minion wave down whatsoever. Going to take a very long time. Going to have to rely on the tower to bring it down. And meanwhile, SoaR going to abuse the blue buff now. 3-member rotation to pick this one up.
Securing the left side mid Harpies for Most Wanted in return. Definitely not favoring them. SoaR denying the blue from Wolves. Going to be able to secure their own later on. They should be able to rotate back to the mid lane, though. They don't want to lose too much experience there.
This feels like SoaR Gaming last game. You know, they went for a big fight early on, very aggressive from the outset. And it seems that Most Wanted a more aggressive comp for this game as well.
That's what they really need to do. It's just dependent on how they transition off of this early game comp. They weren't able to get the Gold Furies earlier on in the first game, but now with the Wrath onto Uzzy, as long as he can make the rotations, then secure the Gold Furies, that's what they really need. But you can't leave Wolves alone for too long either.
Uzzy not going to focus on the minions at all, going to focus on poking down Wolves a little bit here. Has Death's Toll sustain at the same time as Wolves. Starting with the Bluestone start here, it's not something you see too often. You don't need a Transcendence. You actually have kill potential by going that Bluestone.
Especially when you're trying to get an early kill with Warrior Tabby. You're going to have a lot of physical power. It's very misleading just how much damage Loki does with a level 1 stealth, with a level 1 aim strike.
At the same time, though, Vanish is a dot that applies when you actually do attack after using that stealth, as is Bluestone. And one thing that we've seen a lot in these games is going to be the Reinforced Greaves and Shoes coming through, and Uzzy will not be able to be killed that easy because of it.
Well, I don't really expect Uzzy to go into the Reinforced Shoes. Being a Ravana in the solo lane, you're trying to bully out Wolves as quickly as possible. You're relying on the damage, and you want to be able to make the rotations to be an impact in the mid to late game. So it's going to be very important for him to ignore Reinforced Greaves, honestly, and then just make these rotations, because he has the Wrath for Gold.
Aggression in the mid lane going on here at the same time as Chapo did just go a little bit aggressive one more time on that Susano. As we look at the dual lane here, Ymir, XBalanque, dominant early game just because of the start they got off to mainly, and we will see StormyRays hit level 5 a little bit quicker because of it, because of that first blood.
And StormyRays is only 200 gold away from finishing off his Transcendence with that first blood. Janus through space and time not on the mark, but it could allow some pressure.
But then chain lightning from Cloud will slow them down for a minute. Purification force on XCynosurex. Uzzy giving chase onto the little rat as well. Meanwhile, through the portals, he's going to get away from the assassinate by the looks of it. Did he just assassinate away from a portal for Wolves?
And that's exactly what happened, and now it's going to be XCynosurex getting focused down by Uzzy. Uzzy can potentially stop the back from this Loki, but instead trying to bully out XCynosurex. Enough time to allow Chop. Oh, he's going to dive and get the kill!
He picks it up as well. Great work from Uzzy. And I'd be sad for Wolves there for missing that ultimate, but he's playing Loki. So, you know, we'll give him the credit. We'd rather have Janus in the game than a Loki. That's okay.
It's going to be fine. This is what SoaR really needs to do. They got off in the right start right now, and they need to be able to shut down this Ratatoskr and Loki combination. Complete control in the soul lane. Don't let any speeds or blues go by for free.
Yeah, completely true. They've got to keep pinning down this Loki, make sure they don't give up any kills, and surprisingly enough, Mythic just escaping with the barest amount of health through that portal there, kept him alive overall. There's not, I'm just checking what was actually used there, if there was a Sanctuary, but here's the speed invade again.
It's going to be secured by SoaR this time around. Cloud going to be forced into the purification, and now Chapo securing himself a speed away from xCynosurex. This is really going to hurt Cloud because last time they weren't getting invaded. Sure, Cloud was dying, but they had their own buffs to fall back to.
Well, Wolves went for some aggression there onto Uzzy, and unfortunately didn't manage to connect with that in hand, so no damage dealt overall. Now we're seeing the 3v3 group up in the mid lane as the left-hand side most wanted doing their red buff right now, trying to take that before SoaR even look towards it, but they're on the corner looking in.
They're still being very aggressive right now because one wall from Brochacho is going to set up an instant team fight. There's nobody that can get away from it on the side of Most Wanted. They have to wait for that Ghost Walk.
I mean, we mentioned about Odin, you know, we spoke about Odin in the ring and how impactful that can be. Well, Ymir's Wolves can go the same sort of route. Can we tune in and just see what he's maxing right now? It's probably Glacial Strike right now on Brochacho Ymir, but I wonder if he's going to go for the wall max eventually. Now that he's at the laning phase, he could look for that option. We've seen it in the past.
It has a very short cooldown right now on the Glacial Strike. You want to be able to do as much damage to try to synergize with a Xbalanque, especially having the first stack. You want to keep increasing it.
Yeah, we'll see what actually happens here. Overall, between this one is Wolves will get the Fire Elementals here, but needs Chapo, and Chapo a bit out of position here on the wrong side of the map at the wrong possible time here. Forces Typhoon and uses Purification and Jetstream back to safety.
And that's going to allow him to secure his own speed buff right now. No rotations from the rest of his team, feeling very confident that he could get away from that one. Most Wanted, they could look for a play later on if they can find Chapo yet again out of position with his Purification being down.
Well, I'm looking at Uzzy here as well. You mentioned you expect him to go for the Warrior Tabby for more damage. No, he did go for those Reinforced Greaves, so he's going to be very, very hard to kill in this game. And even though he's got that lead, instead of investing into more damage options, gone for defense.
So the problem with this is it's a good idea to try to stay in the laning phase and fight the Loki to try to limit all that damage over time. But now you're not going to be so impactful in these team fights when you're going to dive in the back. You're going to be able, you're basically dictating like, I'm going to stay on the Loki. I'm going to try to get him off of everybody. But as long as Wolves can be patient enough, he's very happy about taking a 4-on-4 fight and staying in the laning phase and farming as long as possible, because a late game Loki is more valuable than a late game Raven.
On top of that as well, I mean, Uzzy not even having teleport here, but still keeping pace with Wolves because of all the early pressure. And now Koiz is in an awkward spot trying to dash back to mid lane, but here comes Chapo. Doc is a nice to make sure he has to stop step, will also cause him some problems too. Space and time for Mythic, they're not really connecting. Now xCynosurex able to help out his support, but Chapo will still get credit for the kill. They're looking for Chapo in the jungle, however, they won't find the pickup.
Chapo surprisingly went down south. If he's not careful, he could have ran into Wolves there. He has his ultimate available, but he's going to back under safety, finding the kill onto the Athena. But keep in mind, we haven't really talked about this combination, but Wolves and Athena, they can make a play maybe onto this Raven.
Is it really Raven you're after, though? I mean,
nah, not really.
Find the kill?
Especially with Gold Fury being up and available, but that is one option. That if you're trying to gank out Wolves, that he has the luxury of having the Defender of Olympus to mitigate any sort of damage.
Well, he's trying to defend the speed buff here with xCynosurex, but meanwhile, Cloud makes a rotation, and he's the one in trouble. Walled in against the boys of SoaR. There's a tiny little crack, and Cloud finds that crack.
And the Defender of Olympus not keeping him up alive right now. Chapo's going to fall. Cloud's going to get returned by Uzzy. And now Brochacho has to be very careful. He's taking a lot of damage, but the speed buff is going to allow him to walk away.
And he's going to drop a wall down as well. Uzzy doesn't like his teammate because of that, but he will get out just in time. Koiz and Wolves giving chase onto Uzzy, but with Reinforced Greaves online, I don't think they're going to find a kill on this guy.
2 for 1 in the favor of Most Wanted, but they lost their speed buff yet again. xCynosurex is struggling a little bit, trying to catch up with Chapo. We're seeing the itemization choices almost finishing with that Void Shield for Chapo.
Yeah, so that would be a nice little damage boost for him as well. There's a little bit more defense as well. Helps in both situations.
And that's going to allow Uzzy to try to synergize with that penetration from the Void Shield in these team fights. They could easily stick on the same target, but you have to be able to try to lock down the Wolves. And what I'm seeing out of the composition from SoaR, if Brochacho uses his freeze, who's going to shut down this Loki?
That's a good point. We're going to have to be very careful of that overall here. Uzzy trading with Wolves one more time. Uzzy taking a lot of free poke from that dodge space and time on the right and left has been fired though. Wall is good and the freeze is good too. BroChacho doing most of the work here. Chapo around the back. She's about to clean up thanks to the port from Mythic. Cloud's still alive for one more hit. Boom goes the Ymir and Cloud falls again.
But Transonics is not done yet. He's making the rotation. His ultimate, he gets the kill, but he used it before, and he's not going to. He did find it. He found the revive,
and he's still alive. But Koiz will not be able to keep him up long enough. There, StormyRays gets out, but still being chased. Taunt again from Koiz. Allows XCynosurex to pick up to kill. 6 for 6.
4 for 2 for Most Wanted, and now Wolves being able to bully out Uzzy. She'll be able to clear the wave, and without any teleport from Uzzy, he's going to lose his own blue buff. Wolves doing a good job. It looks like he even stole the speed buff.
And the benefit of this as well is with the blue stone here, working on Jotuns, you get penetration online a little bit earlier, totally, then go in for the Transcendence Rush where you have to stack it and get the damage up.
Just too much return damage from Cloud, despite him falling very early in that engagement. Everybody grouped up around him. The chain lightning, the ultimate from Cloud was just completely devastating for SoaR, and that allowed that trade to go heavily into their favor.
And that Most Wanted are in the gold lead because of this. After all the pressure that SoaR Gaming put on early, this gold lead advantage here to Most Wanted. That's insane.
I like the idea that they had trying to shut down Cloud because his purification was down. They found a nice freeze on him. They just overcommitted a little bit too far, and there was a nice rotation from Transonics.
Cloud under pressure again, forces out the chain lightning, but Ymir does not care. Great top from Koiz though. Stops the freeze for a second, not the second time though. Chacho gets the kill onto Zeus again as Transonics made a rotation to support. He can't help out, he's mid lane.
Not this time, says the members of SoaR. You're not going to find any return kills this time. A clean disengage, but look at this. Wolves is still feeling very frisky. He's trying to catch out this Janus maybe.
Sneaky, looking at XCynoSure there. Sorry, he was looking not to XCynoSure, to Chapo there on the Susano, but Jetstream at the same sort of time. Transonics though versus StormyRays one more time. Interesting trade.
And it's very important for Transonics to try to take this trade because he has the sustain built into his kit to win it for now. So as long as there's no lifesteal items for either of these two hunters, he should come out on top.
He just used his charge, and BroChacho is on the left-hand side swinging around, and Transonics doesn't know it yet. He'll realize now. Freeze is down. Athena's coming in too. Looking for the snipes. He gets one. He's going to have to hold it as long as he can, so BroChacho's going to fall as well. No, BroChacho gets the kill, and Koiz gets Chacho.
So yet again, another favorable trade from Most Wanted. They go on to Transonics, who didn't have his dash available, but a nice purification bought him enough time. A rotation from Uzzy. His teleport is down as he picked it up at level 12, and that's going to allow Wolves to start making this rotation.
Wolves is actually in the fight here. He's actually looking for the ultimate there onto Chapo, who didn't find home, and now he's only going to meet Uzzy one more time, and the solo lane is in the jungle mixing it up here, looking towards Chapo again is Wolves, as to the backside goes Uzzy, looking at Cloud. Cloud takes a lot of poke from the unstable Vortex too, forced to Purify to keep running away. Uzzy will be busy though, dealing with 3 members.
Uzzy not having the ultimate available, taking the portal just to disengage, so SoaR still buying some time. Wolves not successful with that ultimate was the key to SoaR.
Not at all there between the two. Govyeri still stands in this game, only 11 minutes in. But once again, the pace is still the same pace, totally.
Absolutely.
Very aggressive, and I think that's why Most Wanted have drafted a very damaging comp, but less survivability because, well, if it's just about raw damage, they can put out a hell of a lot more here.
SoaR, though, they haven't really been able to transition their early game lead. We see Wolves coming back, and it looks like SoaR's going to be able to start up this goal here. Uzzy has been here successfully making the Wrath play, but they're going to lose their own speed, and they're going to lose their tier 1 in the process.
And
so
probably the blue buff as well, which is due to spawn any second here, so that could even out. Great wall from BroChacho here, and with the purification being down, Transonics only has the Sanctuary to bind time. I'm surprised they backed up though.
It's just going to be a little bit of poke, but now Wolves is in a lot of trouble. That's Typhoon's going to find the knockup, but the ultimate's going to get him out. The through space and time is used, but it's not in range.
Instead though, we will meet Zeus there. XCynoSure forced into the sky on the Ratatoskr as well. Cloud falling back to base. Meanwhile, left-hand side, Transonics is still dealing with 2 members sat in his lane.
So looking at the graphs really quickly, despite SoaR getting that gold Fury, we see the spike back up after the speed buff invade, after the tier 1 on the right-hand side. Most Wanted are still doing a good job objectively.
I will say that left-hand side though, onto Transonics, they could have found the kill there, and I think they were a little bit too worried about rotation for some reason. Obviously, StormyRays just used the poison dots. It is a slow, and Transonics had no escapes available to him. They could have just chased him down and picked up that kill.
So the Sanctuary was what basically forced SoaR off of that kill. They figured, okay, we got the important relics off of Transonics. We don't really want to overextend here, like you mentioned. We don't really know where everyone is on the side of Most Wanted, so we're going to play it safe. We're going to try for round 2 a little bit later on.
Well, Wolves farming over the wall, so making sure Uzzy has to come and find out exactly where he is. You'll see him in the jungle there looking for his blue, as well as Ratatoskr played by XCynosurex here. So Uzzy really wants to go in looking for a steal, but Wolves on the other hand, well, he's looking for a fight.
They just want to be able to trade it out, and it's going to be XCynosurex looking for the rotation here with the Athena. Nice little taunt, could set up a lot of damage for Most Wanted, and Wolves hitting level 14 with that Jotun's Wrath. It's a good amount of penetration.
Most Wanted are behind a little bit of gold here, not by much though. It's about 300 between these two teams overall here as they head towards mid lane one more time. A couple of Vanguards coming through as well. Even Clow picking up Vanguard on a Zeus mid.
Look at this grouping though from SoaR. They're looking for a very frisky play with BroChacho coming from the backhand side. He's going to find a phrase onto Cloud. There's no purification being used. He's still doing great job body blocking.
The wall is going to keep them pinned in places, trying to get around the corner as Clow, but the magical protection coming through. BroChacho not going to find the kill here. Meanwhile, Mythic has been forced out by XCynosurex, and Transonics is waiting around the corner, and the marked from Transonics will secure the kill.
Masterful shot is going to chase him down beyond the portals, being chased down the left-hand side. The Ratatoskr still chasing on the left-hand side onto that kill, onto StormyRays. The Odyssey proc doesn't matter.
And now the dash-in will secure the kill with Athena coming down as well. Koiz credited as Transonics over the wall, was looking for the Sniperoonies as well to pick it up. Clow under pressure in mid from Chapo, is going to chase him down with a jet stream, pull him in, and waving the wings is BroChacho with a great wall. Uzzy over the wall, Clow will fall again.
Great repositioning from Uzzy, avoiding that chain lightning, and now with the rotation from Wolves, not able to find anything, and Transonics just going to try to defend this tier 1 in mid, but on the left-hand side, we see the Ratatoskr still trying to push.
Yeah, he's not really got many minions left, though, and a Mythic on the way back means that XCynosurex won't be able to find that, and he's just used his dash, and I think Mythic is looking, sensing blood is in the water here. Can he get in range to be able to close the gap? I don't think so against the speed buff of Ratatoskr.
He doesn't have the through space in time to really cut the distance, so just going to back off, clear the wave, and reset. Golffury not responding for about another 2 minutes or so, and that's going to allow a lot of breathing room for Most Wanted after losing Cloud there. They really need to figure out a way for him to get back into this game. It's the same story for Cloud as compared to last game. The difference is Zeus is not really your utility mid god.
That's true.
He has a slow with his chain lightning, but you're really relying on his damage. I like the idea for being a utility tank Isis, but Zeus on the other hand, I don't really like this option.
And he's still level 11, so still got a second relic to come online. Talking about items, though, Loki in the solo lane here, gone for the hi-rez Lament as well. So he's got a bit of a power spike with that item. After the first in hand, after using the ability, does do an increased amount of damage, and that could surprise a few of those folks on SoaR Gaming.
So as long as SoaR direct all their attention to Cloud, this is going to allow Wolves to really go off in these team fights. The damage that Cloud was lacking, Wolves is really making up for it.
So on to Chapo. Chapo not going to get hit by the chain lightning from Cloud there, so didn't really get punished too hard as the minion waves cleared. Wolves is on a rotation towards mid. Is the left-hand side here. StormyRays now a level down on Transonics.
I'm really surprised because the first blood beholder left on left-hand side, a lot of rotation. Transonics, he's going towards the portals.
But he's also going to get the Athena roll as well, and the taunt in and XCynosurex crashing down too. A lot of damage onto the boys of SoaR Gaming. Most Wanted pick up 2 kills. Transonics is going to be able to look for more onto BroChacho here as well. XCynosurex around the corner going to meet Mythic in the jungle, but no acorns available to follow that one up. And so they're all just looking at each other. They're all looking at the Janus, and BroChacho with a great wall will make sure his boy Janus may be able to still get out.
There is no ultimate, there is no portal either from Mythic. He's going to get taunted into a death from Transonics. Great play, and then on the backhand side, we're seeing another collapse onto BroChacho.
They want the tier 1 tower predominantly here. BroChacho's going to try and run away as quick as he can on Ymir of all things, but they're not going to allow him to. They'll pick him up, and then they're going to look for a tier 2 tower. Most Wanted on the warpath right now.
Nice rotation from Wolves, able to secure that kill onto BroChacho, and now should be able to get this tier 2 very quickly with Golffury respawning here. The Athena's going to back off for now. Her ultimate's still not available, but it's going to be Uzzy in middle trying to respond with a tier 1 of his own.
Chapo's going to slow them from back in here and keep them aggressed for now, allowing Uzzy to get a bit of time to get away there from the mid lane. Going to check in on the Golffury is Uzzy right now. As you can see, the gold lead is 3,000 in favor of Most Wanted. They can't let this Golffury slip as well, otherwise that would cause a lot of problems for them trying to stay in this game.
Koiz ult is still not available. XCynosurex poke down to half health. There is a Wrath available from Uzzy, so
around the back, gonna get pressure onto Chapo, and actually Meat as well. A lot of bursts onto Mythic, who has his Sanctuary away. Wolves will go down in trade, however. StormyRays gets credit for the kill, so an extra stack for him, as meanwhile XCynosurex on the back did clean up all the work Wolves had done onto Mythic.
This is the one advantage between this double assassin. Force out the Janus and then clean up with a Ratatoskr. Nice little double taunt's gonna set up a nice chain lining, forcing out the Sanctuary from StormyRays.
Well, the knockups are slowing down for a second and force Clow Sanctuary. There's the Darkest Image from StormyRays too, looking to box down and pick up Clow. Clow, one more hit. Uzzy credited for that one. Koiz rooted in place. Meanwhile, on the back of this, you can see that the boy is trying to do work here with Transonics. He gets one, gets the reset, still standing is Transonics for now. Probably one of the best Hunter plays I've seen on the console.
And now Athena with the ultimate, not able to land back down. Nice little stun to prevent that combination. It's going to be a 3-on-2, but the members of SoaR are so low, they can't even fight this despite the number advantage they have.
Still XCynosurex looking to box Uzzy. Chapo brings over the wall to get away. Space and time not going to connect, and the wall from Brochacho says, no, you shall not pass.
And that's going to allow Most Wanted to really control around the Gold Fury, with Uzzy having to back. His teleport is available, fortunately enough, to continue on the pressure. It's not going to allow Most Wanted to really sneak this one.
Crazy speed of this game, totally. It feels like I've just not stopped talking about play-by-play this whole game between these two. Less than 20 minutes in, Gold Fury still stands now on this, as XCynosurex on the right side, level 17 at the moment, 4, 1, and 8. Really making an impact again on this Ratatoskr.
And that's what you really have to do, because what Most Wanted are going for that we saw onto Mythic was the initial damage from Wolves, despite not even utilizing the ultimate. They got him low enough to allow XCynosurex to find a cleanup kill. So being able to shut down this mid player is going to allow the rest of Most Wanted to really flex their guns in the front line.
Wolves on the right-hand side, being a bit of a nuisance here, looking to steal away the blue buff. Board's being placed down there by Uzzy, just to make sure they can keep track of where that Loki's going.
It's going to be a little bit of a solo lane grouping on the right still. Fire Giant is available, but Gold Fury is probably the easier and safer objective, and that's exactly where Most Wanted are heading to. Wolves, though, he's trying to keep Chapo here busy on the right.
I don't think Chapo knew he was there until he just kept one around the corner there. Zeus forced to ult though onto Uzzy, and Cloud does not have a lot of damage, as we mentioned. Now frozen in place, and damage from the space and time will kill him from Mythic there. Nice time from that. But meanwhile, now Mythic's under pressure. Will get away with the taunt as well. And Gold Fury gets aggroed. SoaR Gaming look to reset for a second, as round the corner comes Wolves.
Ratatoskr not able to find the kill with his ultimate. Wolves, he's still looking for a target. He's going to get pulled back in, slowed by Uzzy. He forced into the purification, going to ulti through the wall.
Going to get both ultimate out of Athena as well. Very nice play for SoaR Gaming here. Transonics trying to be a nuisance around the back, was looking for Mythic, and now he's going to be aggressed on his own. Looking to trade out against two. Forces purification early, but Brochacho happy to hold his freeze there, and actually pick up the kill with the in-hand.
And now Matt Koiz caught in a very awkward position. He's being basically triple teamed right now. Has his dash available, but going to get interrupted with the pull.
Sadly enough, though, the wall goes the wrong way. Meanwhile, mid lane Wolves does get a tier 1 tower, but he should pay with his life unless he finds a sneaky escape through the jungle. Janus giving chase here. If he gets a threshold, that's all he needs, and Wolves is in trouble. Unstable Vortex, wrong direction from Mythic, and Wolves loses have a little giggle, walks away. Will Mythic go again?
Doing a good job, though, just buying time. They are more importantly going for the better objective. Sure, Wolves is nice kill, but Gold Fury is more important, and Chapo, with his mobility, will lock down Wolves.
And now they're looking for the Gold Fury. Gold Fury goes the way of SoaR Gaming one more time. XCynosurex takes to the sky. They're looking potentially for Uzzy or StormyRays here. As StormyRays going to use the Sanctuary early and block a lot of that damage. Now is XCynosurex in trouble, forced the Sanctuary himself.
There's no turn to tower, though, to save these 4 members right now, and there's going to be a Zeus with a nice chain line and going to try to find these return kills with Athena and a nice taunt.
Meanwhile, the back Chapo going to knock him up, forced to purify away, trying to stay alive in this one, but being chased down by Koiz with Clow in tow. It could be an issue until his cousin Brochacho comes through with a wall.
The cousins playing off of each other very beautifully there. Another Gold Fury going in the way of SoaR. They're still in this game and they're fighting. The late game, however, I'm really worried because the damage coming out of the Loki right now. Sure, the tankiness from Zeus, he doesn't really have that damage, but the base damage alone is going to be a decent amount once he starts getting to level 20.
That's true, and Wolves is going to do a lot with all that penetration is built into there as well. Going to be able to shred towers down, let alone towers, but players as well. To be fair, most of the tanks will just become paper to him with this penetration build.
And a very good utility coming out of the Athena as well, having the shell and the meditation. He's been doing a great job, Koiz, keeping everybody on his team relatively topped off and just damage mitigated. And he's been in the front line for the most part, trying to synergize with Clow.
Clow under pressure here, going to get torn in space and time. Fired the wall, will block off an exit strategy. Clow still surviving thanks to Sanctuary as well, but still pinned in. Meditate comes down from Koiz. Clow still alive. Wolves at the back though will pick up Mythic. Coming round with the sneaky Loki. Clow still alive. And Uzzy cannot find the kill as Clow plays ring around the roses. Uzzy's had enough. He's forced to ult, but now he's alone.
But at what cost? He's going to sacrifice his own life just to kill a tanky Zeus. Meanwhile, on the backhand side, XBalanque able to kill one. Uzzy drop into Wolves. So far, it's been a 2-for-2 exchange. Wolves still very healthy. He could look for more poke after this Athena taunt.
Is down. Chapo on the back though, going to get the tornado off, looking for Wolves, but Wolves will walk away. Chapo, investment was not wise and come through. Wolves now going in, looking for damage, going to look at Chapo, gets frozen in place. Wolves dies.
He has no purification. Why is he going back in? And now it's going to allow SoaR to keep on fighting. They have a 3-on-2 advantage, but they are rather low. They're not going to be able to get this tier 1 tower off of that kill.
Not with Transonics still standing there with that build of Chinzasi and Transcendence as well. The minion wave coming in, blink from Chapo, pulls in the horse, and the horse is going to force to ult. Can they find the kill in time? It's the question for him to respawn. No is the answer. Chapo credited for the pickup, and the tier 1 tower finally falls in the mid lane.
Great play from Brochacho and Chapo, just utilizing their synergy. A nice pull, a wall freeze. There's just nowhere to go for the members of Most Wanted. All these guys, they have no escape from these walls. And compared to last game, we saw the Phantom, whereas this game specifically, they don't really have it. So it's very important for them not to get caught along a corridor to get walled off by Brochacho.
That's true. I mean, to be fair, you don't really buy Phantoms for you would never really think about that one, but your idea behind it is very, very intelligent, Toby.
It was just a great pick overall from Most Wanted, from SoaR, because they last picked this Ymir, and it's been working out very beautifully for them.
Xynosurex going in on his own here, and actually missing that ultimate. Will get an ult in trade, though, coming out from XBalanque. He had Koiz coming in with his ultimate as well, so it's a 2-for-1 exchange.
Right now, 5 stacks onto StormyRays on the XBalanque, almost at 30 physical power bonus off of the passive. They could look for this Fire Giant with 2 members of SoaR on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the 2 hunters now because they're both top of the damage charts. Builds are pretty much even at the moment, although we do see a bit of a change up around the back. Mythic under pressure here, forced to Sanctuary very, very early on, and that's going to cause a lot of problems. And Purify too! Well, Mythic is going to have to sit very far back in the next couple of engagements.
Wolves has to look for his prime opportunity. Brochacho not successful with the freeze. Wolves still waiting for the right opportunity. He sees the Janus in the back.
And will he go for the Mythic is a question. He's going to have to go under the tower if he wants it. Minion Wave's going to slow him down for a second as Koiz in the jungle cut out of position here. That wall is buying him a lot of time for the team to get a lot of burst after it. Reset again as round the corner Cloud's waiting, but he gets knocked up as well.
And that's using a Typhoon on 2 very tanky targets. Uzzy diving in the back onto Cloud. Chapo finding Koiz in the back, and the Ymir ulti, he's just zoning completely.
Meanwhile, Wolves going in and will be able to pick up Stormy-Rays. Now looking for Mythic, but he won't be able to pick up the kill as Chapo cleans him up. Xynosurex takes up with Ratatoskr's ultimate here as Cloud is just so tanky that Uzzy can't kill him. Xynosurex though looking for Mythic, but the portal keeps him alive.
It's going to be the ultimate from Transonics. He's not able to find it, but if he can find the charge, Cloud still getting chased down. Meanwhile, on the backhand side, Cloud falling as well as Xynosurex.
So Transonics stays alive. The rest of his team 4-for-1 exchange the way of SoaR Gaming there, and the gold lead is just slowly but surely starting to go in SoaR Gaming's favor.
And now it's because of the respawn timers that they should be able to secure this Fire Giant objectively. They've gotten 2 Gold Furies earlier on, and now it's time to close this out with a Fire Giant.
Well, Transonics see it until before basing. No, he's already based. They did have a ward down there. I saw it on the minimap, but it's already been deleted off the map. So again, going to rush this one down very quick, and I don't think anyone on Most Wanted can get here in time. Loki not available for another 7 seconds. He's the only one with teleport, and by that time, I'm pretty sure the Fire Giant will be dead.
Especially with the Wrath onto Uzzy. Koiz, so he's charging up his dash, but he's too late. His dash is down, and now he's going to get rooted and frozen.
A lot of investment into it, and it's a wise thing to do as well. Keep him busy. He will survive, but look at that! Oh my goodness me, I've never seen a play like that. The taunt from Chapo to show what he did, because he realizes he's going to die for this. He's juking out to keep himself alive, looking for an exit strategy, finding one, but Clow is around the corner, still juking out his his Chapo at the same time. Funniest play of the day.
But Transonics, though, getting traded 1 for 1, and Chapo's thinking to himself, as soon as he teleported in, is like, that moment when you know you done goofed.
I mean, had he goofed though? It was a really cool play. play.
That was pretty cool. If he used a Typhoon to try to secure the Athena, that might have worked out in his favor and allowed the rest of his team to keep going. But Wolves got off a lot of damage onto StormyRays. He has to be really careful.
For the kill, though, and now the Fire Giant will take him back up to safety, and now they can re-aggress themselves. SoaR Gaming here towards the mid lane they go. They take the tier 2 on the right, more than likely heading for the one in mid.
All they have to do is just stay grouped up, utilize these walls from SoaRchapo, because the burst damage that they have right now with StormyRays late game form onto the Xbalanque will just absolutely shred everybody from Most Wanted. The only thing they really have to watch out for is the split push and the flank coming from Wolves.
And you saw what he did. They just went to the left-hand side and farmed a little bit more, pushed out one more second, knew he couldn't contest this Gold Fury here. 27 minutes in, 25 to 22 as the Gold Fury falls. SoaR Gaming, well, they've got a Fire Giant for a little bit of time now, totally.
Still 2.5 more minutes for this Fire Giant. Plenty of time to really get these two towers on the left to extend that gold from 5,500 to about 7,500 or so.
Yeah.
So that's going to allow them to really get their late game items online.
Really, really true indeed there. Koiz with a speed buff for himself there. We'll be very happy on the Athena with a speed buff. Just going to allow you to engage a little bit quicker, but I don't think she was really intending to have that.
More importantly, it denied the option for SoaR to really take that away from them. You don't really want to have a Robin with speed buff that's going to chase your back line infinitely. We see his items. He's so tanky with these Reinforced Greaves, the Wingblade Frostbound Hammer combination. There's no way you can really stop him from permanently slowing anyone on your team.
Well, as you said, you talked about split push here, and you can see that they're actually forcing SoaR Gaming into two different lanes here. Uzzy forced to defend the right-hand side because the way's being pushed, and if Wolves is left alone for a minute, he will take a tower down in a matter of seconds.
And Most Wanted can play off of the fact that SoaR is so split up, right, middle, and left. They could group up and look for a 5-man committal before the teleport will take into effect from Uzzy.
Well, Koiz his way around the corner there, but Chapo spotted him. Meanwhile, Wolves gets spotted himself by Uzzy. And now Wolves is not having a good trade for himself now. He's trying to juke out as long as he can, use his vanish to buy him a moment, but he jukes back into danger, and then jukes out again.
He's going to still try, but his ultimate's not available. Meanwhile, nice Typhoon forcing out the Sanctuary from Transonics. The sprint coming from SoaRchapo. Beautiful wall
comes down. SoaRchapo with a fantastic play there, allowing Chapo to pick up the kill. And now the boys of SoaR with a one-man advantage. Uzzy's giving up the chase onto Wolves now, and instead he's grouping up.
That was so animated the way Chapo killed them, just dashing him through him for the kill.
That was hot.
Beautiful.
Hot plays coming out from SoaR here in this game, and they're on the advantage. So Wolves will split push, low on health, low on mana, so he can't really put too much of an impact in here. He will be able to get this the tier 2 tower, but the Phoenix will take a lot longer as the Phoenix in mid is going to fall.
The problem is he doesn't have Crusher to really do this kind of strategy. Normally Loki's will get the Crusher with that build, not the Void Shield necessarily, so a missed opportunity for Wolves. 2 Phoenixes going down in favor of SoaR, and they're going to be going for this Titan?
Yeah, why not try and end, because Wolves is still busy. Ult comes out from Cloud, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Mythic with the real focus there. Chapo gets a lot of aggro onto the Titan here, but the Titan's still standing for now. The boys of SoaR Gaming piling Wolves is back, but it's not enough. It's not enough at all. SoaR Gaming are going to split. They find their first win against Most Wanted, this split.
Very important win for SoaR right now. They've been struggling a lot in the earlier stages right now. Finally finding that one win is going to put them at 5 points. There's still a long way to go for them, though. They have 4 more sets after this.
But it evens things at the top as well, Tolly. 13 points each at this stage with only 1 game to go, and neither one of them involved in it. If it were actually beat Elevate here, we get a 3-way tie at the top.
That would be really interesting to see that kind of a split between these 3 teams. Normally, when we think of these teams going into the beginning of the split, who would have thought that Aware would have been up so high and SoaR would have been down so low?
So, I mean, game 1 in that set, it was all about sustain and out-sustaining your opposition there. Game 2 was all about bursting your opposition, get them down as quick as you could.
Well, I think SoaR had the early game control for both games. The difference was securing the Gold Furies for them. They were able to snowball their early game lead and really take into effect and also the difference between Isis and Zeus for Clow. The tank build worked the first game, did not work out the second game at all.
I mean, we have seen Zeus go for a tankier option there, but he invested so much into it, they didn't have as much damage because of that.
And Wolves didn't get into that really late game form that he wanted to for these team fights. His Purification was burned at times, and then that one time that he kind of suicided in mid really hurt him down.
Well, I believe we've got some replays of SoaRchapo this game.
Oh, the walls.
Hopefully it's the walls being built over and over again. He got a lot of kills onto Cloud this game too.
And the pulls is just allowing the walls to be that much more successful. There was nowhere for Transonics to really go. There was nobody from Most Wanted that could get through these walls. They didn't get the Phantom.
And this one was the hottest one of the day, I think. He used the sprint to close the gap, and that wall is just
And watch this anime dash afterwards from Chapo. Just dash.
At the right
kill.
time.
At
just
the
to make
right
sure he got the
time.
kill
It's
as
so
well.
anime.
Beautiful play there from SoaR Gaming. And we actually have that man with that little dash and the amazing little jet stream we saw as well earlier on. ELSoaRchapo from SoaR Gaming. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up? How you guys doing?
Not too bad.
I'm good, Poppy. How you doing?
How the games?
There you
how
go,
the
man.
game?
How you feeling?
We're doing good, man. Just it's been a tough split trying to get our heads in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, talk to me about like what's been going on with the roster then, Chapo, because you guys have been changing things up quite regularly just lately. Are you settled on this team now, or is maybe other things going to happen?
All right, so like it is what happened. Like we took Keeks off the team because we just wanted a higher maturity level on the team, and then Agro went to casting, so we were left with 3 players. So we're like, all right, we got to fill this in. It's starting in 1 week. And then we had just had to pick up some people, see if they fit in, but they didn't. So we're just trying to rebuild the team right now.
Just want to go back to that for a second. Agro didn't leave for casting. You shouldn't say that. You should
I'm
say
sorry.
you kicked him, okay?
Oh yeah, we
Don't
don't
give him
mind.
credit.
Agro was really bad, honestly. He was
Remember.
just bringing the team down. I just couldn't take him. I was like, yo, hi-rez, take him. I don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, thanks for paying us for taking him, by the way. You had to, is the only way we were going to do it. I mean, that was a great performance from you guys. First of all, that jet stream, have you done that before against an Athena?
Okay, yeah. This is what happened.
was
I was
hot.
like, I had jet stream and I had it on her because I knew she was gonna ult out.
Yeah.
And there was a Chiron right in front of her, so I was like, okay, she's gonna ult there. And then I pressed my the 3 again, or whatever, the controller button. And then I'm like, I'm in their base. What just happened? And I was like, oh boys, yo, I'm in their base right now. I'm gonna just try to get out, see what you can do.
How often do you guys practice picks and bans outside of scrims specifically? Because that last pick, Ymir, in the second game, I feel is like what really won you guys the game.
So what happens is I love Eric's been playing Smite for a long time. Ymir has been like one of his best picks. His walls are amazing. We looked at the draft and we're like, yo, pick your Ymir right now. No one can get past your wall right now. We could just abuse that around the corridors. He's like, you're right. Let's just do it. And then we just made it happen.
Yeah, it worked out really well for you guys as well in that first game. So now you've got yourselves, in a bit of a better position after the last couple of wins. Obviously, you're the first pick up against Most Wanted. What are your hopes for the season, Chapo, for you and the boys of SoaR?
My hopes is to be the top 4, top 3, and then just go on a LAN and take first. That's my hope.
That's a good goal to have, necessarily. Your next opponent is going to be Kingdom, specifically. They've been going through a lot of roster changes. You're feeling very confident going into that matchup?
Yeah. We're pretty confident going into that matchup. I think we're at 2-0.
An easy 2-0 for you, expect, or did you reckon that roster's stronger, actually, just thinking about that, about Kingdom's roster? Does it look stronger to you, or is it same old?
The Kingdom roster?
Yeah.
I think they're a little bit better. I mean, it's just new blood, just more drive. I think they can. I'm not sure. I haven't really seen their skill, but I think they can make it happen.
I feel you. Right, Chapo, before I let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to SoaR for just keeping being our sponsor and hooking us up and being dope. And shout out to the Ymir walls. Am I right?
Yeah,
Man played out of his mind.
They were hot. And you stream, right, Chapo?
Yeah, I do.
Where can people catch you? Come on, self-promotion.
Oh
Let's go.
yeah. I have to get better at this commercializing stuff. Catch me at twitch.tv/SoaRchapo. You'll be seeing me feed there. Jungle.
Thank you very much, Chapo. Yeah, you can head over
Thank
to
you.
see Chapo as well. He plays a lot of the Xbox console scene and provides a lot of entertainment for you guys at home. A lot of hot plays, as we saw today, Tolly.
We saw some hot Ymir walls, but they weren't too hot, though, because they didn't melt. See you next set.
You proud of that one?
I just dropped the mic. I dropped the...